It's Vinny Appice and Carmine Appice on Drum Wars with Stand Up and Shout. And want to thank Vinny Appice for being a part of the Classic Metal Show tonight. He always has some great stories. The guy always seems so very relaxed when he comes on the show.
He does.
You know, and, I always like having these guys on, especially the repeat guys, because after they kind of get to know us and understand our kind of interview style, they seem to open up.
Yeah, they do. And once they realize they can say fuck, then they're relaxed.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I like.
Yeah, especially once they get familiar with, being a repeat guest on the show, they feel like, yeah, I know these guys. I can just kind of be me.
Sure. Well, Vin told me to say hi to you, so hi, Neeley.
So, damn it, how come Neely's not part of this?
He said thanks for not having Neeley in there. I didn't want this slowed down any.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But yeah, he's great, man. And the Drum Wars record, I could do without that singer personally.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Who is that?
I don't know. Crappy McCrapperson.
He's not a name guy, then I take it.
If he is, he's not a very good one.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't dig the singer especially, but it sounds okay. I'd go see that show.
Sure. I mean, just for the spectacle of seeing dual drummers.
Yeah.
Going at it. The two guys that as far as dual drummer go, that I always enjoyed watching their show or their duel, if you will, was Phil Collins and Chester Thompson.
Oh yeah,
from Genesis.
Sure. Yeah. When Phil would take the one side and they'd have them just kind of trading back and forth, that was always good.
Yeah. So that was one of the better drum duels that I'm aware of.
Sure. Well, there's not many. I remember. Do you remember when Metallica was doing it on the? I'm tempted to say Reload tour, but I could be wrong on that. But they had two drum sets, and Lars was doing his crappy solo, and then Hetfield was playing on the other drums.
To be honest with you, I never did see that.
Yeah, I saw it a few times, and it was cool. And I'll tell you, James Hetfield could play some drums.
How about that?
Probably better than Lars.
Sure. Well, anyway, I didn't even know about this Drum War show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are they still doing it, or is it just the release of this live thing, or what are they doing? They did some shows last year, and then they released this record. And if their schedules meet up, they're going to do some more gigs in the summer. Is what I'm told. I'm going to have to keep an eye out. Because if they do come in the area, I wouldn't mind going to see them.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one, too.
Sure.
Although it can't be as good as this big tour with Vinnie Moore.
No.
What is it called? The DX334C tour?
34C.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. It is called, since Vinnie called in to talk about it, it's the 2015 XG Extreme Guitar Tour.
That's right.
And since it's highly promoted and, the guys who are participating want to get the word out, we've had two participants in that thing tonight.
That's right. And they both talked about it.
So,
got to say, Vinnie Moore had a lot more to say about it than Vinny Appice.
He did. He had a lot to say.
He really did.
All right. Well, speaking of live shows, you ventured out last night with your friend, the Warlock.
I did.
To go see Night Ranger. I know the Warlock, that's probably like one of his all-time favorite bands, right?
It is.
I did go with Warlock. Oh, shit. This was either late 90s or very early 2000s. I went and saw Night Ranger at the Shooters in the Flats.
With Matt?
Yes. I didn't go with him. I met up with him there.
Right. Yeah. And I saw him once. Where was the other place? Not Shooters. Fagan's. That was the last time I saw Night Ranger was with Matt at Fagan's.
Nice.
So, yeah, Matt, but it's one of Matt's favorite bands, and I like Night Ranger. I certainly don't want to say they're like one of my favorites or anything, but as far as that 80s rock stuff went, they were right there next to like Foreigner and that kind of band.
Sure.
I liked that stuff. It was fun back then. It was fun last night, to be really honest.
Good. So it was just you and Matt?
Yeah, just Matt and I.
Yeah.
And yeah, we went, and boy, he bought tickets the day that they came out. He actually bought tickets. We were third row. I mean, that was about as close as I've ever been to a show.
Right.
I don't think, maybe other than being in the mosh pit and throwing elbows to get to the barrier, I don't think I've ever been that close with seats.
Sure.
And it was kick-ass. The only thing that sucked was, there's certain songs from Night Ranger that I don't like, and of course they played them. And I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'll sit down when The Secret of My Success comes on or whatever.
Right.
And as soon as I sit down, I got Jack Blades or Kerry Kelly or somebody like 2 feet from me, looking down at me, the lone guy sitting down, pouting about their shitty song.
It's like, get up, you fucking dick.
That's about what it felt like, dude. They'd look right down at me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I guess I got to get up.
You condescending dick.
You dick. Get up.
Get up. We came all this way.
That's right.
You can't show a little respect.
Well, I was getting out of the way of the person behind me that might want to see that shitty song. You got to admit, that's a shitty song.
Yeah, it's just one of those, it's just one of those poppy, syrupy, ear candy for movie soundtrack.
Yeah, just garbage, and they somehow play that all the time.
Well, I'm sure they still get some residuals off that.
I'm sure they do, but, I mean, even that movie wasn't that good.
Yeah. Hail and kill, caller, you're on the air.
Hail and kill. Chris, Foreigner sold way more.
Well, I don't think he was comparing record sales. He was just talking about the type of music.
Yeah, they were the same. They were in that same style.
Yeah. No, I love Night Ranger. I'm just getting into them now, but
you just finding them, Tim? Or are they just getting over there to Australia?
They were just never a band that I really thought much about before, except for I knew about them through Damn Yankees and a couple of other things. So I'm just getting their catalogue now.
Well, Tim, what you need to do, Tim, what you need to do is you need to start a radio show and then claim that the popularity of Night Ranger hinges on the fact that you're the one who talks about them all the time now.
That's right.
You could be the Eddie Trunk of Australia.
Eddie Punk.
Yeah. I am going to go and see Foreigner on Tuesday night, though. That's going to rock.
Well, if you see Jeff Pilson, give him our regards.
I wish I could see Jeff Pilson. Anyway, hail and kill.
All right.